that, we welcome you inside Liberty Arena. It's quickly filling up. Should be a great atmosphere here tonight for this ball game. Alongside former Flames player and assistant coach Paul Nazigan, I'm Matt Warner. Naz, there's a buzz in this arena. There's a buzz around Lynchburg. The expectations sky high once again for these Liberty Flames.
Yeah, specifically the expectation is a fourth ASUN Conference Championship. And Matt, it's not unrealistic. Liberty returns the ASUN reigning Player of the Year in Darius McGee, as well as some other guys that are key components to their success last year. But I do expect some growing pains. They bring in 4 new freshmen, and you add them to 4 sophomores that played limited roles last year. So they're going to need time to gel and grow, but they're going to be all right in the end.
They're facing a Regent squad that already has 3 games under their belt. In fact, one of them came last night. They played at Howard last night, lost that one 118-54. We'll get into that a little bit more as we get into this ball game. But for the Flames, taking the court for the first time this season, and we'll see just what they look like with some of those additions that you talked about, because some of these young guys, they expect to be impact players for them as the season progresses.
Well, one thing they look like is they look gorgeous in those new uniforms, man.
The new uniforms.
They are sweet.
The icy whites they're breaking out here to begin the season. Flames control the tip, and here we go. Darius McGee going to run the point, and that is something to watch in this game and as we progress early in the year. The lob inside Shiloh Robinson up with the left hand, and the first points of the season come for the junior from Nebraska.
Yeah, nothing could be better. You know, I really look for him to have a breakout year scoring. He's really turning himself into a great defender as well.
He's been a guy, Richie McKay said, is ready to kind of make that jump to the next level offensively. That shot no good from Stanley Ajay, and the Flames come away with it. McGee, McDowell, Rode, Preston, and Robinson, the lineup. They give you some size with those 3 down low. And look at that, Blake Preston showing you some of that size, throwing it down.
Yeah, we've seen Coach do a little bit of this where he can go small or big this time. Starts this season out big with Preston at the 5. And isn't it nice you can bring Kyle Rode out to play the 3?
The foul going against Damon Hammock-Fitzgerald on the dunk attempt. Hammock-Fitzgerald fouled out of last night's ball game, and he quickly picks up one here.
Nice hustle and tip out by Shiloh Robinson.
So the Flames getting the bigs involved early. McGee launching the deep triple, that goes down. Well, it doesn't take long for him to get into the flow of the offense, does it?
No, this place was going to erupt. They just can't wait to see him play. The fans have been waiting to get back in this arena for an entire year.
Only about 250 were allowed in here last year in the first season of this arena. So while it's year number 2 for this building, it kind of feels like a grand opening. Shot clock under 5. Trey Holland trying to free himself. Little runner in the lane doesn't fall, and Robinson snatches the board. Well, the Flames, known as one of the best defensive programs in all the land. Last year, 3rd in the nation in scoring defense, gave up 60 a ball game. They were 2nd the year prior. They can also fill it up from beyond the arc, and McGee has a couple of trays to start this ball game. And Regent says, let's just regroup. Timeout, take a deep breath, and see if we can't settle down a little bit. And then this will give us a chance to settle into your keys to the game. Naz, is it too late to get to those already? We had a flurry of offense as these keys to the game presented by Larry's Tire and Auto.
Well, for Regent, it's the 4-minute drill. You know, in football, you got the 2-minute drill, you go fast. The 4-minute drill is to slow the game down and break it down into manageable segments. You know, Regent, you're coming in here, you're playing a great team in Liberty, so you got to break it down into manageable segments of 4 minutes. Now, if you're Liberty, don't look at it, and I'm talking about the scoreboard, man. Liberty needs to treat the scoreboard like the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones. Do not look at it, it will melt your face, because nothing that they're going to see up there tonight is going to be a true indicator of where they are. They need to focus on growth, habits, and not worry about the score.
That's a pretty graphic comparison you made there, Naz, but I know what you're talking about. So the Flames jumping out to a 10-0 lead to begin this ball game. Regent trying to find a little offense here, get this crowd quieted back down a bit. On the wing, that's Holland. Again, he's given up a lot of size.
Yeah, he's going to try to take him off the dribble.
Pulling up from the mid-range. That's too strong, but the offensive rebound, and it's taken away. That was Joakim Marie Joseph with the rebound, but it was snatched out of his hands.
Yeah, Joseph really battled, got himself some great position in there. It was only because of Preston's size he was able to snatch it away.
Good pass down low, and Preston flushes with two hands. Kyle Rode is a playmaker.
He is, and he's so unselfish. He just saw the floor so well, delivered that dime right on the money.
And that's part of the reason why Richie McKay says, I'm not stressing about who's playing point guard and what that looks like. McGee picking the pocket, ahead of the pack. Couldn't quite finish it, but a foul is called. Boy, this place would have exploded if he had thrown that down.
Yeah, there you see Joseph battled for position, but Blake kept his body straight, didn't foul, hands high, and it results in a nice dish by Rode and a finish by Preston.
Darius McGee to the stripe, already with 6 points tonight. You said it, ASUN Player of the Year last year, preseason Player of the Year heading into this season. Gave the Flames about 15.5 points per ball game a year ago.
Yeah, that's not a bad foul, because if he had flushed that thing, Matt, the roof might have blown off his plate.
They were ready to cut loose. McGee gets him to fall. And he'll have a seat, we see, for the first time in his Flames career. Brody Peebles checking in, one of the heralded freshmen on this Liberty squad. Also coming in, sophomore guard Drake Dobbs.
Yeah, they talk about Peebles' ability to score, and they're not going to need him to score, but, you know, it certainly can help if you got a freshman that can come in and add some points.
Christopher Smith just checking in for Regent as they try to set something up on the offensive end, trailing 14-0 out of the gate. Catching on the wing, firing off the mark. And they stay ice cold to begin this ball game.
Yeah, Flames doing a good job defensively, and no second shots or opportunities yet, so they're doing a good job on the glass.
Flames swinging the ball to the corner.
Really good ball movement.
Peebles gets in the lane, lays it off the window, no. He is an elite shooter, but he's kind of crafty in the lane.
We were talking about that, how he looks off balance, but has great body control, and it'll be fun watching him this year, man.
Three ball comes up empty for Andrew Walston, the senior out of Wake Forest, North Carolina. Regent started this ball game 0-5 from the field. Rhodes swings it to Drake Dobbs, one of those sophomores they expect to move into a bigger role, as that Keegan McDowell shot is off the mark.
Yeah, Dobbs had some good minutes. He's kind of the one returning from last year, the sophomore, that saw some good minutes and really played well, spelling Chris Parker at the point guard position last year.
Walston puts it on the deck, driving on McDowell, throws one up and off the rim, and is tracked down by Rhodes, but lost it out of bounds, and it will go back to Regent. That'll get us to our first TV timeout. All Liberty early. They lead at 14-0. This presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Foster Fuels, turn up the heat, and by Carter Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Well, if you thought Darius McGee was just going to kind of ease his way into the season and kind of, you know, no. He came out firing, already 8 points for the ASUN Player of the Year. And he did it in the traditional Darius McGee way from well beyond the arc. McGee in rhythm, those threes, a couple of free throws got him going. And with more on Darius, we check in for the first time tonight with Emily Austin. Oh. We'll check in a little bit later with Emily Austin. Regent to inbound on the baseline. Just trying to find something positive offensively. There it is. That high arcing shot goes down for Christopher Smith, the senior guard out of Virginia Beach.
Getting that first one under your belt just breaks the ice. See if the Royals can get a little momentum going on their own.
Joseph Van Zant in the ballgame for the first time for Liberty. Another one of their freshmen. Shiloh Robinson lowers the shoulder, and they'll call an offensive foul. Hey, let's check in with Emily Austin now for more.
All right, sorry guys. you know, first game of the season have to get out those, you know, Kings. I talked to Darius McGee on what he worked on this offseason, and he said executing, not just being out there and playing off instincts, but also being able to identify what's going on off the ball and on the ball, making the right reads and trying to make the game as easy as possible. Looks pretty simple out there tonight.
Yeah, he makes it look real simple. He'll just keep backing up further and launching from deeper and deeper.
Well, like they say, you work hard in the offseason to make it look easy in season.
The spin in the lane, and that's a nifty move from Trey Holland, his first bucket of the ball game. He's the Royals' leading scorer so far in the young season. Dobbs feeds Shiloh Robinson off the window, and that goes down, bucket and the foul.
Yeah, really nice read by Dobbs. Nice roll by Shiloh, and again, just strong move. He loves that left hand. Lays it in really soft. Gets the foul.
Shiloh is a guy, and we saw it, especially it seemed like late in the year last year. He started to get more aggressive offensively, and he's big at 6'7", but he is really athletic. He can be a tough matchup.
He sure is, Matt, and they're raving about how the work he put in over the summer. But yeah, remember that Bellarmine game down there? I mean, it was such a huge game for the Flames. He played great on both ends. Again, I'm hoping he's going to have a great season this year.
Talk about these Regent Royals, 1-2 on the year. Except for that tough loss last night at Howard. They turned it over 30 times in that ball game. So I'm sure handling the basketball was a point of emphasis coming into that one as they managed to keep possession. Now taken by Vincent. The feed to Peebles, up, under, and in. And the first bucket of the collegiate career draws a smile on the face of Brody Peebles.
I saw Brody Peebles point up. I think he wanted the lob, but again, he's really got some great body control. He catches that on the opposite side, and nice finish. Now
Vincent, he probably will ask for the lob. He's a high flyer. I'm sure we'll see that at times this year for Liberty. Flames try to trap. Now hustling back road late getting there, and the lay-in from Hammock Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Kyle came to trap, and I don't know if his teammate rotated over enough, but nice read by the Royals. They give and go, and good finish to put two more on the board.
Backdoor cut. Peebles lays it in for two more. So back-to-back buckets for Brody Peebles, the pride of Hartselle, Alabama.
Yeah, nice, right on the money by Kyle Rode, and he just sees the floor so well, so versatile.
Peebles, a kid that averaged 33 a game last season as a senior in high school. And talking to Darius McGee, who knows a thing or two about scoring, he said he may be the best young scorer I've been around. Just at his age, how easily he finds ways to get the ball in the basket.
Well, that's saying something.
Drake Dobbs going to drive, take it all the way. Nobody stepped in front, so he lays it off the window for two.
And I know Brody Peebles has talked about how Darius has really taken him under his wing and just showing him everything he can, really trying to mentor him. Wow, that's a mentor for you, Darius McGee.
Stanley Ajay gives it up. Three ball coming from the wing off the mark. Vincent skies for the board. Regent now 3 of 12 from the field to begin the ball game. Dobbs driving again, takes a bump, and will draw the foul.
Yeah, like so if you're Regent, you know, you're playing up a much better team, and so your looks are quicker. Yep. You don't have that much cushion, and so you try to rush things a little bit. So that's certainly Liberty's D is something they are definitely not used to seeing, and it's altering their offensive performance for sure.
Well, listen, we've seen teams that weren't playing up face this Liberty defense over the years and be completely confused, completely frustrated by it. So this isn't anything new. Flames running that pack line defense that Richie McKay really perfected during his time at Virginia. Three ball coming from Vincent. That goes down. First bucket of his career.
Yeah, nice penetration by Darius. And again, for all the accolades of his scoring, he's a great passer as well and unselfish. And finds Vincent. That looked really smooth from Vincent in the corner.
Listen, he's a guy that they say is already a really good perimeter defender. If that offense continues to progress during this season, he is going to be dangerous. In there right now, Isaiah Warfield, the sophomore, guarding on the ball. Now Vincent on a J. Knocked away.
Great hustle.
Look at Xavier Warfield. Isaiah Warfield diving on the floor, knocking it out of bounds. Now it'll get us to a timeout. All Flames thus far. 25-6, it's all clicking early. 25-6, Liberty leading early. Figure better late than never. Let's get to those impact players, shall we? Presented by Foster Fuels. Darius McGee's already making an impact tonight for the Flames.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and again, we've talked about him, the reigning A-Sun Player of the Year, preseason Player of the Year, but I like that he's out here finding guys and dishing already. And for Regent, you know, Trey Holland, the senior, I mean, Coach Bada talks about him, just a hard worker, guy that's a leader. He's certainly capable. Now, again, Liberty's gotten him bottled up so far, but, I mean, he's averaging 12 a game so far. If he can get untracked, then the Royals are going to be in decent shape.
Had to hurry that one, only 1 second left on the shot clock. McGee pulls the rebound, an underrated part of his game. He averaged over 4 rebounds a contest last year.
Yes, he is not afraid to go back in there in the land of the bigs and come out. He's very successful rebounding as well.
McGee driving to the rim, lobbing it up. Warfield lays it in. Soft touch from the sophomore.
Again, another nice read, and he's so smart because Darius knows when he puts that ball on the dribble, everybody's going to come to him. All the attention is his way. Nice find to Zay Warfield.
Tough shot, hangs on the rim and falls off. Andrew Walston couldn't get it to fall. Yeah, that's something we talked about with Darius even last year. When he settled as just being a three-point threat, really, he was limiting himself. He is so quick off the dribble. You know, that's something he can take advantage of.
Yeah, and again, that's part of the game that he's worked on to really you know, develop his game and expand his game.
He launches the three off the mark. Blake Preston pulling the offensive rebound.
And Preston's working hard in the paint tonight.
And Zan nearly threw that one away. Warfield saves it. 12 on the shot clock. Warfield has that one pinball around, ends up back to Darius. Top of the key, McDowell will launch. That's off the mark. Long rebound comes to Warfield. Bodies collide and hit the deck. And they're going to get a foul going, I believe, against Regent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough call. Both guys are going for a loose ball. I think just because the Regent player kind of went under. But I'm telling you, Zay Warfield is hustling. That's twice now. He's dove on the ground for a ball, sacrificing his body. Hey, that's what it takes to get minutes around here.
That's right. Well, you know, what was the story on him when he came to Liberty? They thought he could be a really good defender. That long frame.
Yes.
Keegan McDowell driving, getting in the lane, gets the friendly roll to fall. First points of the season for Keegan McDowell, the senior out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, McDowell's one guy that has a really nice and still embraces the mid-range game. Most guys have kicked it to the curb.
Good defense again by Warfield, made that a tough look. Just checking in, Micaiah Abeen. They feed him down low, off the window for two. Well, everybody getting involved, and Darius McGee making sure of it.
Yeah, my goodness, I don't know how Darius, that was a one-handed shovel pass from well beyond the three-point line, right on the money.
Already 9 different Flames have scored as they take this one away. McDowell tight roping down the sideline, gives it up. McGee pulls up and knocks down the triple.
People don't realize how tough of a shot that just was.
Going full speed.
Full speed, sideways, plants, establishes a great base. And a great high finish. That's a thing of beauty.
11 first half points for Darius McGee. That three-pointer comes up short, and we'll get a foul. I think they might get Keegan McDowell coming over the back.
It came over the top of Joe Henry Joseph.
No, they got that one on a B, actually, so his first.
Oh, okay. Joseph's, he's really battled hard in the paint. Doesn't have much to show for it, but man, that kid is working his tail off down there.
Well, the Royals don't have a lot of size. Marie Joseph is 6'6". Biggest guy on the floor for them right now. As we get a look at Mark Nice checking in for the first time in this ball game. This is a program for Regent. It's only 4 years old, yes. The basketball program. So the seniors on this roster, they've been there from the beginning. The history of the program is them.
Yeah, that takes a while. I mean, a brand new program, you're establishing something new. But these guys that have sacrificed, you know, their names will go down in history of the program of starting it out.
Laying the groundwork. Dobbs has it on the wing, splits the defenders. tough getting there and then able to lay it in off the window.
Yeah, took some contact and fought his way through, but that's kind of his trademark. He is a tough kid. He will stick his nose in there defensively, certainly, but he can score as well.
Christopher Smith with it, top of the key, being guarded by Dobbs. 12 on the shot clock.
A lot of switching, and that's another attribute that Liberty has, and their versatility. They can just switch out in the perimeter and basically switch all 5 guys if they wanted to.
Right, especially when your bigs are guys like Shiloh Robinson,
yes.
An athletic kid. Nearly came down with that offensive rebound. You're right, and that's kind of the way the game is going, right? Positionless is the word you keep hearing.
Yeah, with this lineup, again, all 5 guys could switch on screens if they wanted to.
Samir Brown trying to split the defenders, picks it up. 8 on the shot clock. Brown gonna launch the deep 3, it comes up short. No such thing as an easy look so far tonight for the Regent Royals. Drake Dobbs again getting to the rim. Couldn't finish, fights for the rebound, but it's snatched by a J.
Yeah, and see, that's going to be the measure, Matt. The scoreboard tonight's not going to be the measure. They'll go back and watch. Was every shot contested?
Right.
You know, nothing easy. How did they rebound? Things like that.
And at the other end, yeah, you can get points, but
yes.
Are they quality looks that they're leading to those?
Are you sharing the ball? I mean, and they are right now. I mean, they're up to, 9 assists.
That 3 comes up empty for Mark Nice. Yeah, 5 of those assists from Kyle Rode. And he's been out for the last 4 or 5 minutes. He's getting ready to check back in right now, sitting there at the scorer's table. Backdoor cut, Peebles. Good snag, unable to finish it. And it'll go back the other way. Get us to another timeout. Flames in full control in the early going. The 30-point ball game. Flames on an 18-0 run here with 6:45 to go in the first half. Regent Royals trying to hang around in this one, and with more on their head coach, we check in with Emily.
Yeah, Matt, Regent head coach Dr. Bada is no stranger to the Flames. Back in 1980, when he played basketball at the King's College out of New York, he actually played Liberty in the NCAA regional final. The game, it went into double overtime, and when the King's College team went to Thomas Road the next day, Dr. Falwell had the entire team stand up and said, hey, guys, that game was way too close for comfort. If you guys would have beat us, we wouldn't have let you into the doors of church today.
Yeah, that was a really good Liberty team. That was a team that went on to win the NCAA National Championship that season. But yeah, nice conversation with Dr. Samuel Bada, trying to just build something. Longtime high school coach, had a lot of success in New Jersey as that lay-in from Nice goes down. And now just trying to build something slowly and lay the groundwork.
And as you listen to him talk, you can tell he's building it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's, he's going to have success.
Well, he said, listen, in 1980, he goes, Liberty was about where we are now.
That's right.
And then so it's like, that's kind of the blueprint. They're hoping they can get that to that point someday. Cross-court pass, Abi gonna fire the triple. That's off the mark. Micaiah Abi, we saw flashes last season. Flash first game of the year. Purdue had his season high in that ball game. Went for 19 points. And like any young player, ups and downs, just looking for more consistency.
Yeah, you hit kind of that freshman wall, and then minutes narrowed a little bit. But again, you give him another summer of the work he's done. And again, I look for some good things out of him this year.
Drake Dobbs gives it to Kyle Rode. Spinning, putting it up, no. Fight for the rebound, and Shiloh Robinson tracks it down.
Good hustle by Shiloh. He's got a little nose for the ball around the rim there.
Peebles gives it up to Shiloh, who couldn't finish. Had it poked away right as he was rising up for the dunk.
Yeah, Peebles threaded the needle. Found Shiloh on the crash to the glass, just wasn't able to finish.
Regent playing 5 D1 schools in a 2-week span here. They're getting some tough competition right out of the gate this season. Shot clock down to 4. Smith, tough look over Peebles. Comes up empty.
Yeah, Nice D by Brody.
And here's what we talked about. Kyle Rode initiating the offense. Three ball coming off the mark. Was Shiloh battling down there for every loose ball. Couldn't quite come up with that one, and Regent heads the other way. Trey Holland setting up the offense. One of the guys that Samuel Bada called really a leader on this team.
Yeah, he's the engine. And again, tonight is certainly not going to be a representation of his ability. He's going to have a great year when they get into conference and things like that. Just a tough kid.
That one thrown out of bounds, and Myo Baxter-Bell over there diving out of the way. Listen, the big fella had good hands back when he played, but he wanted no part of that one.
Well, we're lucky he didn't catch it. He probably would have taken off the court.
That's right. Led the break.
Led the break. We loved seeing that during his time here.
Great having Myo on the staff and around this team. And think about a guy that worked hard and turned himself into a really good player. He is a picture of that.
What an asset he is now to the bigs that are entering the program.
Blake Preston just checked in. Darius McGee with the rock. Whips it to the corner. McDowell, pump fake. Now looking for help. Preston swings it. Shiloh Robinson will shoot the three. A little strong. He's a capable three-point shooter, and if he shoots it well enough to force teams to respect that, boy, think how dangerous he could become. Andrew Aiken handling the basketball. Had 7 points last night against Howard. That shot off the mark. It'll stay with Regent. And we'll get us to another timeout. Under 4 minutes to go here in half number one. Liberty in full control. Well, Liberty Flames basketball group outings are a fantastic way to enjoy the best family-friendly atmosphere in the nation. Group tickets are great for company outings, church and youth events, birthday parties, or family and friends get-togethers. Visit www.lubasketball.com for more information. And if you're lucky, Paul Naskin might even come and greet you before the ball game. Wouldn't that be a thrill? Huh? Maybe work that into the deal somehow.
Don't scare people away.
Liberty leading it 36-8, under 3.5 to go in the first half. Flames have held the Royals to just over 16% shooting from the field so far here tonight. We should say again, really good crowd on hand for this ball game. The students in full force. So many getting to enjoy this building for the very first time. Putting it on the deck and driving his Aiken. Now he's going to kick out. Another late shot clock situation for the Royals. They hoist one up with one on the clock and come up well short.
Good D, Liberty, they stayed down. They knew a shot was going to go up. They didn't go for the shot or head fakes.
Jonathan Jackson in the ball game for the first time tonight. Blake Preston going to work. Too strong. Up off the window and draws the foul.
Yeah, they didn't double, and Blake did a great job just taking his time, backing his man down, and just pinned him underneath.
Blake, you forget just how efficient he was last season. He led the A-Sun in field goal percentage, just over 61% shooting from the floor. Free throw up and good, and we check in with Emily Austin.
Matt, we knew Blake Preston was good last year, but McKay said recently, when he was a freshman, I told you, even though he redshirted, there were days he was better than Scotty and Myo. And his sophomore year, if those two weren't there, McKay said he would have played 20 minutes a game, and he just continues to get better and do whatever it takes for the team to win. He's capable of scoring 20 points, double figures rebounding, and he even said, I think Blake will play for money one day. That's how confident I am in his ability.
And here's another thing about Blake, Matt. More assists than turnovers, and that is huge when you're a big.
Flames have had some good passing big men in this McKay offense over the years. That one pinballs around. McGee ends up coming away with it. On the break, gives it up to Jackson, knifing his way through, and he draws the foul. He took a hand right across the face as he was cutting to the rack. He'll earn himself a couple of free throws.
But yeah, you're going back to Blake, and Liberty's passing bigs, yes. I mean, that's become a great part of their offense. Teams are not really used to seeing the 4s and 5s that far. I mean, that often up at the high post. They'll play Preston out of there. They'll play Kyle Rode out of there. And it just opens things up for cutters and guys spotting up around the perimeter. When you've got a 5 that can just make great reads and great passes, oh man, it's just been a huge part of Liberty's offense.
Well, Jonathan Jackson sprung a leak, so he's over there getting that tended to after he took one in the face. Drake Dobbs, it appears, will shoot the free throws for him. So you hate that. Jackson, you're like, I just took the pain. I'd like to be able to get the points that go along with it, you know?
It's like, just stuff some cotton on my nose and let me shoot the free throws.
So they're getting that figured out. And I think there may be some blood on the floor now that they're going to try to clean up.
Now, I hope they didn't get any blood on their New Jerseys.
Right, oh man. Just broke those out to get a stain right away.
We hope Jonathan Jackson's all right. You know, he's going to be all right. That's just one of those ones you get popped in the nose and your eyes water and you just got to need a minute to shake it off. But there's a guy, he's ready to break out too, man.
Yeah.
We saw some, I know he was a little bit late, kind of joining last year, but got in and really kind of got his feet under him. And you see the elbow come right across his face there. That one hurts, but yeah, again, a guy that's really, I think, found his comfort level, and man, deadly three-point.
Quick trigger from beyond the arc, Jonathan Jackson. So Drake Dobbs goes to the line, gets the first to fall. Drake has 5 points so far tonight. Remember, it was in the home opener last year for Liberty that Drake Dobbs, in a shot that made it up on SportsCenter that night. He had that half-court buzzer beater going into the break. That was kind of the highlight of that opener against St. Francis. So the clock ticks down towards 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Jay fading away, gets it to fall. First points of the night for the senior Stanley Ajay.
Yeah, tough shot. Nice spin, little fadeaway 15-footer for Ajay.
Preston has the smaller Marie Joseph on him. He'll kick it out. Get it right back to him at the top of the key.
Yeah, see, look, he's playing out of the top of the key, high post there. He's got 3 touches already.
Nearly threw that one away. Flames hustle to keep possession. 5 on the shot clock. Dobbs kicks. Corner 3 coming for Vinzant. And the rebound will go to Aiken. You know, you have some fresh faces on this roster. You have again sophomores that are moving into a bigger role. The Flames got to go on a foreign trip here late in the summer to Puerto Rico, which is great. You get that court time, but you also get the 10 extra practices that go with that. So I know that was huge for this program, kind of getting a lot of these young guys a little extra time.
Yeah, and the timing of it was perfect with all those new guys, those practices and games, and then just the time together on a trip brings unity, and you get to learn your teammates. So there's just so many great reasons to be able to take a trip like that. One of these years you'll take us on one of those.
No,
trips,
they let me go. They did let me go. I know. I said, what about Naz? And they're like, oh, we'll get him one of these years. I tried. I want you to know I tried.
I believe you.
Okay, good. Bucket and the foul for Andrew Walston. Foul going against Warfield. Liberty 3 straight regular season titles in the ASUN, 3 straight tournament titles. And also, when we talk about this building, not only has Liberty not lost in this building since it's open, they haven't lost at home since 2019. 36 straight wins at home, the second longest streak in the nation.
Yeah, which is a great record that's still going, but it sure makes scheduling tough.
That's right, nobody wants to come in here. Jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it here with Regent. They'll be able to play for the last shot if they like. Yeah, that's something Richie McKay's talked a lot about. He's like, when I first got back here, everybody wanted to play us.
The phone was ringing off the hook.
Yeah. Not so much anymore when you Make 3 straight, punch your ticket to the NCAA tournament 3 straight years. Jay push off to create some space and then hoist up an air ball to get us to the end of the first half. So Liberty holds Regent to just 12 points on 19% shooting from the field. Meanwhile, Liberty shooting just under 57%. As the Flames started fast in the first half of this one. Kind of got a little sloppy there towards the end of the half, but as a coach, you probably like that. Something to kind of get their attention with as you head into the locker room. So when we come back, we'll have first half stats and highlights of this season opener for the Flames. You're watching Liberty Flames basketball. .43-12 at the break. Liberty leading Regent. Paul Nazi and Matt Warner here courtside. Naz, kind of what you expected from Liberty offensively. I think Richie McKay will be pretty pleased that the defense certainly didn't let up given the competition here in the first half.
Yeah, they came out at home, shot the ball really well right out of the gate, got the crowd involved. And again, we talked about the scoreboard's not going to be the measure. They did some other good things that are showing they're on the right track.
Let's take a look at our first half stats presented by Carter Bank and Trust. And the stats, I mean, you saw the score. The stats kind of tell you the story. 6 of 31 from the field for the Royals, 0 of 11 from downtown. Naz, what else jumps out to you?
I mean, a couple things that are going to translate down the road. They're winning the battle on the glass, and that's always important. And then, most importantly, they got 12 assists, so they are sharing the ball. Again, the score is not necessarily the issue, but it's indicative of how they're scoring. And they're scoring by sharing the rock. And that's how they want to play moving forward.
That's exactly right. I mean, a lot of these guys could go get their own basket at any point playing against the Royals here tonight. But yeah, sharing the rock, unselfish play in the first half. All right, when we come back, we'll have highlights from half number 1. And there were plenty of them. Stick around. Much more coming up from Lynchburg. Season opener for the Liberty Flames, and they've given these fans plenty to cheer about thus far. Now, 9 different Flames have scored in the first half of this ball game. I gotta believe, especially early season like this, that's ideal if you're a coach. You want to get a lot of people involved.
Yeah, for sure. The starters came out explosive and kind of blew a lead wide open, and that was able to get some other guys in. But not just minutes. It's great to get them some scoring, get some of those first points under their belt to really start to feel comfortable and confident.
Let's take a look at some of those highlights from the first half. And really, right out of the gate, Liberty making a point to try to get their bigs involved.
Yeah, for all the accolades about the three-point shooting, they went right into the bigs, and guys like Preston and Rose delivered.
Kyle Rode, 5 assists in the first half to lead the way for Liberty. That one to Blake Preston. And then you started seeing some of the other folks contribute as well. Good feed to Shiloh Robinson, who had 4 points in the first half. And then the freshman, you talked about it, Brody Peebles getting in the first points of his collegiate career. Joseph Van Zandt would do the same from beyond the arc. Some of these young guys contributing, aside from this guy, who we've seen a lot from over the past few years.
Mr. Dependable, Mr.
McGee.
Excitement. Yeah, he started the game off with 2 threes, just fluid, got the crowd into it. But again, it wasn't just his scoring, Matt. Darius McGee dishes out 3 assists himself, was really moving the ball.
Yeah, McGee, 11 first half points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's doing a little bit of everything for this team. And as you said, they're probably going to ask him to do a little bit more this year.
Yeah, and again, not only delivering and scoring, but he's really being a model and an example. We're going to push the ball. We're going to make good decisions. We're going to share the ball. He's done all of it.
All right, you think ahead now to the half number 2. You're Richie McKay. This one obviously is in hand. What are the goals? What are you telling your team right now? I want to see this now going forward.
Yeah, I mean, they may set up some different lineups that they want to see, some different situations or plays. Again, it's always going to be fine-tune and improve the defense. I know, Coach, no matter what that scoreboard says, it's going to be about getting better because it's going to step up real hard moving forward.
Yeah, and real fast.
Talk about that.
Yeah, Liberty's next opponent down on the Bayou. We'll get into that here in just a moment. All Liberty thus far tonight in their season opener as they lead Regent at the break. Well, the Flames will battle the Louisiana Regent Cajuns on November 20th for Military Appreciation Day. The Spirit of the Mountain Marching Band has an incredible halftime show you will not want to miss. Active and retired military personnel should contact the Liberty Ticket Office for special tickets or visit lufootball.com for more information. 2 games remaining in the regular season for the Liberty Flames. They look to finish the year strong. Liberty Hoops starting the year strong here so far tonight, 43-12 here at the break. Naz, take a look at the preseason poll in the ASUN Conference. Liberty picked to finish atop the ASUN once again, which they've done the last 3 years. There's also some newcomers, though, in this conference that are going to make some things potentially interesting, or at least give us a different look throughout the year.
Yeah, so you look down that, how the teams were picked, and obviously you see some familiar names in Lipscomb and Bellarmine, but yeah, a couple new ones there. Jacksonville State, Eastern Kentucky. Again, a couple real nice additions, especially this time of year. There's so much talk about moving conferences,
right.
and so the ASUN brings in 3. Also Central Arkansas farther down the list there, but hearing really good things that Eastern Kentucky and Jacksonville State are going to be great additions to the conference, and really it should make some for exciting basketball.
Yeah, you feel like this conference has been getting better since Liberty joined, even
yes.
from the bottom. Starting as the bottom of the conference may not be as bad as it has been maybe in the past. So yeah, we'll see how some of those newcomers fare this year. Certainly Jacksonville State and Eastern Kentucky right there at the top of the list. And should be some good battles. Maybe a little rivalry being born between Liberty and some of those. Although it will be short-lived because Liberty, as you mentioned, moving on to Conference USA here in a couple of years.
Exciting news this week. I mean, Matt, I don't know who's in what conference anymore.
Right.
Like,
just and don't try to figure it out geographically because that's
right.
not going to help.
That's
you.
right. Just turn the TV on and watch and enjoy some great games. This time of year, you're seeing some great upsets, some great games, and I like when the mid-majors knock off the big guys.
Well, and listen, this Liberty squad is going to have an opportunity to do that. We'll get into a little bit more later, but Monday the Flames take on LSU, so that'll be a great test on the road. The first of a few tests against high-profile opponents this year.
Yeah, we talked about the scheduling, and, we talked about how hard it is to schedule, and so Coach gets the guys into some of these tournaments to fill out a schedule, but man, there are going to be some exciting tournaments up against some real quality opponents, and that's going to grow the Flames up really quick. Some of the young guys are going to get thrown into the fire, but that's what it takes.
Kyle Rode with the ball in his hands. He's the playmaker in the first half, handing off to Darius McGee. Spot up 3 coming for Keegan McDowell, and that goes down. It's like kind of one of those drawing it up out of the timeout. You have a chance to set something up to start the half, and they knock it down.
Yeah, Keegan just did not rush that. He just came off that cut, set his feet, and really had a nice fluid motion in that shot.
McDowell with 7 points tonight. Remember, his career high came in the season opener a year ago. That St. Francis game, he had 21 in that ball game. Yeah. He was unstoppable. 3 ball late in the shot clock, comes up short. I don't know if Kyle Rode caught it or it caught him, but he got the basketball one way or the other.
Again, the bigs continue to kind of push the ball and show their versatility.
Preston trying to back down Hammock Fitzgerald, now kicks it out to an open McGee. Catches, fires off the mark. Preston chasing down the rebound, tries to throw it off the leg of Hammock Fitzgerald, but came up empty and will go the other way. There's McDowell a moment ago.
Yeah, came off a nice curl cut set by Shiloh Robinson there, and again went right up into his shot. Kind of like all these plays, you never know night to night who's going to kind of be the second. Or you know Darius is going to deliver in the scoring column, but any number of guys could be the second scorer.
Well, that's kind of been the mantra for Richie McKay.
Yes.
Really last 3 or 4 years. Even when you think back to that talented squad with a Holmesley and a Scotty James, same thing at that point. Any night, a different guy could be the one to lead. McGee driving in the lane, kicking to the corner. McDowell will spot up and knock it down again. Couple of threes to begin the second half for Keegan McDowell.
Yeah, great shot, great find by Darius. Had to jump and skip pass, and right in rhythm. Keegan's feeling it.
McGee now with 5 assists on the night. Good defense by Preston. Walston has it denied.
Yeah, really nice job there. I mean, you see the block, and that gets the crowd going, but he maintained, got it over. Watch him move his feet, gets himself square, takes the contact in the chest, keeps his hands high to avoid the foul. Really good defensive play by Preston.
Trey Holland puts it on the deck. 4 on the shot clock. Walston gives it up. 3 ball coming from Ajay, and that comes up empty.
Good D by the Flames. Get a little help from the crowd on the false countdown.
And I remember when Richie McKay first came back to Liberty, he talked about the crowds of Virginia.
Yes.
Defensive-minded program. He said late in shot clocks, they would get into it, and they would have an effect. And that's something he hoped could eventually happen here at Liberty. And I think now with this arena,
yes,
it has a real chance to happen.
Yeah. And the crowd showed it right there. So good things are afoot.
Richie McKay saying this week he thinks a home crowd like what he thinks he'll have here is that one loose on the deck, taken by Regent. He thinks he can have a 3 or 4 point swing on the ball game.
I'll remember that when I'm doing my betting.
Right, yeah. Yeah, keep that low. Do with that information what you will. Jay gives it up. Big fella Hammock Fitzgerald hasn't had a lot of clean looks tonight. Trey Holland now working on Darius McGee. 5 on the shot clock. Seems like they say that every time down. 5 on the shot clock, and then you're forced into a hurried shot.
And some of that's Liberty, but some of that's Regent.
Right.
We talked to Coach Bada. He's not in a rush.
He said he's in favor of just getting rid of the shot clock altogether. As Darius McGee lays it in, looks into that student section, kind of gives him a little smirk.
Yeah, you're right, Coach Bada. I think he's real old school. He was like, let's forget this shot clock business. Let's go 4
What did
corners.
he say? Who wins the tap? They get the first and last shot, and we'll just settle it like that.
But you know, that's a wise strategy against playing up like that. Shorten the game. Don't be in a rush and take bad shots.
Moving screen will give it back to the Flames. Here's McGee a moment ago.
Splits the defenders. I mean, if he just gets a tiny sliver of daylight, I mean, he can split you, cross you over, and next thing you know, you're taking it out of the net.
I mean, I don't think it's outrageous to say he's one of the most unique athletes in college basketball. His size, but his athleticism kind of makes you forget how small he is. He's listed at 5'9". He doesn't play like
and then his skill set. Again, he came in maybe just as a 3-point shooter. He has completely rounded out his game. He can score on all 3 levels.
Kyle Rowe puts it on the deck, trying to back down Marie Joseph. They get it back to him. Everything running through Kyle Rowe right now.
And that is a good decision.
And whistle down low. They're going to get the Flames away from the ball. That foul
Blake was kind of clearing out.
Yeah, Blake Preston, and that'll get us to a timeout. All Liberty early in the second half. Our Emily Austin caught up with both head coaches a little bit ago. Emily, what'd they have to say?
Yeah, McKay said that he found out what he already knew about his team in the first half, that this group is unselfish, and this group of starting 5 are very experienced players. He does like that his freshmen are getting some early minutes and often, and that also they're just still trying to clean up some things and overall find the best versions of ourselves to find that consistency moving forward. On the other side, Regent head coach Dr. Bada told me, yeah, they jumped on us early. Defense allowed way too many points in the paint. We're just trying to survive. The defense did get better, so we're hoping to pick that up in the second half, but 43 points is way too much. We don't have enough offensive firepower to get back in the game. I will make one note. It is a very long hallway for the opponent to get back onto the court. The entire Regent team was running as fast as they could, so don't think they're giving up just yet, guys.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you think about, you're Samuel Bada, the head coach, you're like, just looking for those small little things that, the growth throughout a ballgame. And sometimes as a player, you don't realize that. You don't see that. And it takes your coach trying to point that out to you. Hey, we got better here. The score didn't show it maybe, But these are those small incremental, steps that a program has to take.
Yeah, and the first thing is, early in the season, it's are you going to compete for 40 minutes?
Lake Preston 3-ball. Oh, the big fella showing some range. He's looking at Coach McKay saying, feed me.
Well, we've said it, and I think some people don't believe us, but everyone on the floor, everyone on that roster can shoot threes, and 32 just showed you that.
Richie McKay saying, oh, no.
Now,
oh, no.
I've created a monster, which is good when you're in the paint.
Yeah.
But he's going to want more of those threes. And we look at this. I mean, stepping out, no hesitation.
He's got a good stroke.
He sure does. He took his time, didn't rush it.
He didn't rush that either. He was celebrating all the way down the court.
Well, and we joke about it. It's fun to talk about. But if you're an opponent trying to prepare, like you got to go out and guard them now, and that's going to open up the paint. Liberty's going to see dividends because of that shot right there.
Both freshmen on the floor now for Liberty. Van Zandt goes baseline, has that one knocked out of bounds. So Van Zandt and Peebles both out there for the Flames, along with a couple of sophomores in Dobbs and Warfield.
And Emily touched on it, as the coaches were saying, getting guys minutes. People might say, why would you play a game like this? It's for this very reason. Getting guys just minutes and under the lights and acclimated, playing with each other early in the season. There are definite benefits regardless of the score.
Peebles catches, fires, a little strong on the three-point attempt, but tipped out by Warfield. Road catches and fires, that goes down. A hustle play leads to the triple. Those are the first points of the night for Kyle Rowe, believe it or not. He's already got 8 rebounds and 5 assists. And that goes back to what we heard all season from Richie McKay last year. He said, don't just look at the box score or the scoring column for Kyle Rowe and think that's all he brings to this team.
Yeah, again, we talk about leadership. We talk about communication. Kyle Rowe does it all. And again, I'm on Isaiah Warfield on the floor again.
I'm telling you.
I love his hustle.
He is playing hard. Dobbs hangs, gives it up to Peebles. He'll launch a 3. A little bit off the mark. A couple of good looks for Peebles. And we talk about the way he can shoot the rock. He is going to be somebody that defenses have to be aware of where he is on the floor.
See, look at that help right there by Kyle Rowe. That'll never show up in a stat sheet, but he just showed, cut off the penetration. The guy took it the other way. He just saved the penetration right there, and that doesn't end up in a stat sheet.
If you go to a Liberty practice, it takes you about 5 seconds to figure out who's the vocal leader out here. It's Kyle Rowe.
Yeah.
He is as vocal as probably any player I've ever heard at a practice, and it's one of the things Richie McKay raves about.
Yep.
The Flames have still not allowed a point here in the second half. This defense.
Yeah, Mekhi Abich jumps out there. I mean, he's 48 feet away from the rim, but does a nice job to jump out into the double and then hustles back, creates some confusion, and gets the turnover.
Dobbs going into Van Zandt. Working on a J, backing him down, powering up through him for 2.
That was strong. JV.
Van Zandt, one of the top shooting guard prospects in the country coming in.
Yeah, and we talk about Liberty bringing their bigs out. Well, that time they take their guards and post them up. And Van Zandt's got the strength and abilities to score down in the block.
Well, a tough one goes down for Trey Holland. So the Royals finally on the board here in the second half. B kicks to the corner. Peebles is the 3rd time the charm. Yes, it is. Good find, and the kid from Alabama knocks it down.
Big ball movement. Shooters finding their spots. Guys trusting each other.
Little shove, no call. Warfield gotten a piece of that.
He hustled over there. He saw that his teammate fell down.
Van Zandt puts it on the deck. Boy, kind of got caught in a tough spot, but able to draw the foul and will earn himself a couple of free throws. with 12:01 to go here in the second half. You look at Vincent, and you kind of see, like, man, he's a strong kid already, as we saw him posted up. He's only going to get stronger in this program, but he is a high flyer and the kind of athlete that maybe Liberty hasn't typically been able to get in recruiting. You see all the success starting to pay off with guys like Peebles, guys like Vincent, and others that they're getting now into this program.
Guys that are really kind of taking the program, being able to take the program a little higher. Guys that just, I mean, embrace the role of a defender.
Officials trying to get the clock sorted out here. Just over 12 minutes to go in the half. The clock not lining up with that. Well, we have a moment. I want to tell you the 2022 football season will be the most exciting home schedule in Liberty history. Virginia Tech, BYU, both visiting Williams Stadium, and season ticket demand will be at an all-time high. Visit lufootball.com for more information and to purchase your season tickets. Those are some high-profile games coming to town next season.
Really incredible what's going on over there too. Yeah, so we have a weird situation, Matt. So if you see the clock above the basket, it's 12:01.
Yeah.
But in the tunnels here, you got 15:56. So
well, I think Regent's saying we'll take the 12:01 at this point if that's okay with everybody.
I think the fans would take the 15:56. They
Right.
want to see more
They're having a good
Liberty
time tonight.
basketball.
Yeah. So Vincent to the stripe. Hits the free throw. He's now, I don't know, that's his first free throw of the night, up to 6 points on the evening. 6A All-State player out of Midland, Texas.
Yeah, I mean, just looking down Liberty's roster, I mean, numerous all-state guys out of big-time basketball states.
Vincent defending now, does a great job moving those feet.
Yeah, good D, sliding those shoes and staying straight up with his arms.
Peebles lost the handle, taken away by Aiken. Just 5 turnovers on the night for the Flames. Done a pretty good job taking care of the basketball. Aiken in trouble. As shot clock ticks down to 10. Holland contested 3, no. Who wants it? Everybody had somebody sealed off. They're kind of looking at each other. You want to take it? You want me to take it? Peebles gets in the lane.
That's how you know you've got good blockouts, when the basket when it comes off the basket and bounces once and then you rebound it.
You have time to have a conversation about who wants to grab it. That'll get us to a timeout. Liberty cruising here in their opener, 63-14.
Welcome back to Liberty Arena. This may be a blowout victory for the Flames, but for Regent, which is just a young program, only 4 years in existence, it's a very special game for them, Dr. Bada told me, because they have to play at a higher level in order to get to that higher level. That's what Liberty did when he played against them about 8 years ago, and it didn't happen overnight. Liberty took time to get where they're at. So he really talked about how much respect he has for Coach McKay and how they've built this program here and built a university for God's glory. What better way to do it through athletics? And at Regent, we just want to keep climbing, and Liberty is a real role model for us.
Yeah, it was fun having that conversation with him and kind of hearing his vision for the program. This is their first season in the Eastern Metro Athletic Conference. They're in the NCAA. And so you think about, listen, you go through the grind that they're in right now, 5 D1 schools in 2 weeks. It's going to seem like a breeze after that. You know what I mean? You get into those games against competition that's kind of at the same level. They should be very well prepared for what they're about to face.
Yeah, it's not pleasant at times, but if you make the most of it, learn, grow, and keep fighting through it, it'll pay dividends when you get to your conference play.
Hammock Fitzgerald not able to score over Shiloh Robinson. Liberty will get the basketball.
Regent has, Matt. They're battling. Shots aren't falling. Shots are tough to come by, but these guys are really fighting. They're staying together. That's a good sign of things to come for them.
Yeah, and remember, they did it last night, too.
That's
they
right.
played at Howard last
had
night.
To travel.
Yeah. McDowell can't connect on the three. The rebound by Shiloh Robinson. Pump fakes a couple of times and able to draw the foul on Hammock Fitzgerald.
Shiloh, really, I said it earlier, the guy just sort of has a nose for the ball, for offensive rebounding. And that's not just accidental. I mean, you got to battle, you got to get in there and position yourself correctly and fight. And been a couple times tonight where he's kept the ball alive or come down with an offensive rebound.
Well, you never know what the identity is going to be of your team year to year. I would say just based off what we've seen in terms of the effort tonight from Liberty in a really one-sided game, that says something maybe about what kind of their identity will be. Like, they're not taking any of this for granted. There hasn't really been any let up.
Yeah, it's not been sloppy, which is also something that can happen in games such as this. They've enjoyed each other's success, which is a great sign of just unity. And
sometimes you worry with success, you know, will complacency creep in? And obviously, you know, we're just not even one whole game into this season, but so far the results look really good for the Flames. Ball will stay with Liberty. Checking in for the first time, Stephen Burgraff, a junior. He spent the past 2 seasons as a manager with the Flames, a local product, played at LCA, and kind of continued that tradition of Liberty. Remember, he had Rax Farquhar, manager turned you know, fan favorite.
Oh,
yeah, and he's still on the staff. You had Colton Reed, Luke McKay last year, who both followed that same course of manager to earning a spot on the roster, and now you have Burgraff doing the same. So cool to see him
earn a spot.
Here. Yeah.
He's not given a spot. Those guys, man, they earn it. They work hard. Nothing's given, and that's why you see some genuine excitement.
There's Luke McKay.
Yeah,
right there. Rax Farquhar on staff with Liberty as well. So maybe there's something to that. Maybe it's the high IQ guys that end up doing that and sticking around and helping out beyond their playing days. Substitution now. Kyle Road coming in, replacing King and McDowell. Under 10 minutes to go here in the season opener for the Liberty Flames. I think now we have all the clocks in the arena back working correctly. Robinson, way strong with that three-point attempt. And that's something Richie McKay's talked about with Shiloh. For kind of having that short-term memory.
Yeah.
Like, you make a play, maybe you miss a shot.
Right.
Don't let that drag you down. Move on to the next play. And that's kind of been part of the process for him here in his Liberty career, kind of not getting down on himself.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because Coach is not going to be the guy that puts the red light on him. Coach believes in him, knows his abilities. A lot of times it's Shiloh or you know, you kind of get down on yourself. So he needs to take confidence that Coach believes in him and his abilities.
Driving to the rim, laying it up, couldn't quite get it to fall. Burgraff had the entire Liberty bench on its feet.
Yeah, he turned the corner.
And that pass nearly picked off by Kyle Rowe. You think back over the past couple of years, and that's, again, speaks kind of to the mindset of this Liberty program. Their reaction to guys at the end of the bench that get into a game and find success has always been one of the most enjoyable, I think, parts of what, you know, calling games. What we get to do is see that kind of reaction.
Yes, and it's so genuine. You just love it. From top to bottom, that's a team over there.
Drawing the foul is Christopher Smith. He'll earn a couple of free throws.
Foul by number 23, Joseph, and Xanthus, first team's fourth. Christopher Smith in the line, shooting 2.
Smith, one of the seniors on this team. Now, there's a connection. Emily told you the story about Dr. Samuel Bada and his connection to Liberty in terms of played against the Flames back in 1980. He said he also feels like he may have helped build part of this campus. 2 of his sons graduated from Liberty. He's like, I might have a couple of the bricks in this arena I may have paid for somewhere along the way.
Yeah, that was a great interview. A guy that's just, I mean, great knowledge of basketball, but so genuine.
Jonathan Jackson spots up. Couldn't get the 3 to fall.
And again, we mentioned, you know, that's tough, starting a program from scratch, but his philosophy, the things that he's building it on is sound, and it's all the right things, and we wish him all the best.
Yeah, he's also the athletic director there for Regent, so he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, for sure.
Aiken going baseline, 8 on the shot clock. They get it back to him, goes up and finishes with the right hand. First points of the night for Andrew Aiken. This has been all Liberty from the outset. Darius McGee, big reason why, and he'll add 3 more to his total, up to 16 points now on the night.
Yeah, and like we said, I like how it was done, how it's being done. It's not sloppy, it's not casual, and they're sharing the ball, so they're playing like they're going to have to play next week.
McGee now with 4 3-pointers on the night. He's 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. He was 3rd in the country. And 3-pointers made last season with 93. Now knifing to the rim. McGee lays it in.
Yeah, he and Kyle Rowe just exchanged a little wink there, and it was off backdoor. Great pass by Kyle Rowe, right in stride.
6 assists now for Rode. Go along with 8 rebounds. Aiken pulling up, knocking it down. So a couple of buckets here in the second half for Andrew Aiken, the senior out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, a lot of seniors. You mentioned it, Matt. A lot of seniors on this team, and I know when these guys get to conference, they're going to reap some of the dividends of all that hard work. We'll have to keep track of these guys moving forward.
Darius McGee feeling it. 5th 3-pointer of the night. He's got 21. 10 of those coming here in the second half.
I think he knew Coach was going to sub him out.
Like, quick, get up a shot before I have to sit down for the rest of the night.
Just one more.
It goes down. The Flames lead it by 52 here in the second half. Darius McGee, a huge reason why. Flames fans, you still have the opportunity to purchase season tickets and save up to 55% over single game prices. Don't miss out, as there's a limited number available for this season. Visit lubasketball.com for more information. Well, Liberty's going to hit the road in their next ball game as they'll travel to LSU for what should be a fantastic test on the road. 7 o'clock on Monday night. It'll be on ESPNU, so national television, the spotlight on the Flames against an LSU squad that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then, I mean, look, then they play Iona, Rick Pitino's Iona. I mean, it's a really tough schedule. We talked about these young guys, and man, pretty kind of reminiscent of a few years ago when we saw the young group of Lavelle Cabell and Georgie Pacheco Ortiz come in and have to play a really tough schedule, but we saw how it toughened them, and we saw how they finished. So they're going to go through some tough games, but it's going to be a good experience for them.
Well, tonight has been a good experience for the Flames. Just got word, the attendance tonight, 4,034, the first ever sellout.
Took all of one game.
How about that?
Well,
not a bad way to open up the season here. First game where fans could pack this place, and they've done just that.
Yeah, a beautiful arena with a great team.
Jonathan Jackson off the mark.
I mean, let's admit it, Matt. We were excited as the fans to get in here and get to the game, get to the first game in full capacity.
It was eerie last year. It was weird last year. Calling a game, it felt like it was you and me by ourselves at times in this arena. Yeah. And so, yeah, having all the fans back and feeling the energy they bring, it's something special. Liberty's next home game doesn't come until the 27th of the month. As that one laid in for 2, Isaiah Warfield with the basket. Liberty's next home game coming against Maryland Eastern Shore. Flames have turned not just this building, but here in Lynchburg into a really tough place for an opponent to come in and win as that shot gets a friendly roll. Marie Joseph with 4 points. Have to go all the way back to January 29th, 2019, over 1,000 days ago. The Flames last lost in Lynchburg. Aiken handles it on the wing, working on Warfield. Trying to spin around him, and you see those long arms of Isaiah Warfield.
Yeah, you got the young guys all out there getting some minutes, getting some opportunity to play together.
That'll get us to a timeout. 4:19 to go. Liberty closing in on its first win of the season. (74-22). Flames on top. Liberty going for 4-peat this year in the A Sun. Won 3 straight, looking for 4. The max they can get is 5 because they're heading to the Conference USA after that. Boy, what a run it has been for Liberty. In fact, they're the only team in the nation to win both their conference regular season crown and tournament title each of the past 3 seasons. Only team in the nation to do that.
You know, and it's a kind of a mixed blessing. Like, I mean, what a statement for the program that you're picked to win it again, coming off a 3-peat. Expectations are high. And look, that comes with the target on your back. That comes with the distractions and the hype. So part of winning a 4th is going to be able to block those out. Man, Micaiah B.
Every once in a while, Micaiah B will do something that you're just like, whoa. And that was one of those times. Quick,
that was
putting the ball on the floor.
reminiscent of Mayo Baxter Bell.
A little bit.
But yeah, the ability of those young guys to really learn how to focus and block out distractions, and that'll help them moving forward.
Another timeout on the floor. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Liberty leading Regent. Well, we talk about Liberty in their next game, Monday against LSU. Tigers picked 6th in the SEC this season. They won against ULM 101-39 in their first ball game. And then, a little bit later in the year, right here at Liberty Arena, Liberty stays in the SEC, if you will, as they host Missouri. Mizzou coming in for a huge game in Lynchburg. That's big time.
That is big time. Not only the game, getting them here, and what a battle that's going to be. But yeah, I'm telling you, the Flames' schedule this year is a tough one.
Peebles lays it in with the right hand. Yeah, Liberty in the midst of a 3-game series with Mizzou. They went there and battled them. They remember, I think Liberty may have even led at the half at that game in Columbia, Missouri, and they'll go back there again next season. But yeah, what an opportunity to have a Power 5 program here in Lynchburg. Look at Warfield, just fighting, scrapping, knocking that one away before being called for the foul.
Yeah, he got one of those long arms out in the passing lane. And did they call a foul on him?
They did.
Huh, all right.
It's his 3rd of the night.
He's played really
He
hard.
says, you know what, that's not going to stop me from staying aggressive. The steal, the pass ahead to Vincent. Oh, he didn't have the lift.
Yeah,
he has a smile coming the other way. We
kind of caught it mid-stride, and he couldn't quite get his feet right.
We told you, he's a high flyer. Could not quite take off on that one. Lays it in nonetheless. He has 8 points in his collegiate debut. Fellow freshman Brody Peebles has 10.
Yeah, again, I was just going to say, not to skip over the steal. Zay jumping in, getting the steal. They were off to the races.
You know what? We've all been there, you know?
You get a little bit ahead of yourself.
You go to lift off, and there's just no spring.
That's okay. You make it.
That's
right. You
the main
get the 2 points.
That's the main thing. Just finish.
But you see how he and Zay Warfield, man, could really be a duo of death trying to play against those guys.
He goes inside to Marie Joseph. It's it to Nice, who's just being harassed.
Yeah. Good D by Jonathan
And
Jackson.
shot
Nice.
clock violation. The defense doesn't quit.
And again, that's a good sign. Like, the game's out of reach. You're down to a couple minutes, and you still are taking pride in defensive stops. That is a very good sign.
Jackson is trying to feed Van Zandt in the post. Now they swing it around to Micaiah B. He'll put it on the deck. Get it to Jackson. Corner three coming. Rattles out. Jonathan Jackson's like, man, everybody else is getting in the scoring column. It's not quite falling for me. Knocked away, taken by the Flames. A B gonna handle the rock.
Yeah, he can push it.
Kick out. Berggraf, open triple. Off the mark. You can sense the crowd all getting ready to erupt.
Crowd, me, I was getting ready to erupt.
Under 2 minutes to go in this ball game. Liberty closing in on its 37th straight home win. Berggraf pulls the rebound. Van Zandt driving in and whistle, they'll say on the floor.
Trey Holland, his third team scored. The Scouts made it on the floor. It'll be Liberty ball at the baseline.
So after tonight, Regent, I told you they're playing a bunch of D1s right now. They're going to go to Hampton University. That's on Saturday before playing Delaware State after that. So they are on a tough road stretch right now. We've had,
you know, you get a little money for your program. You play some tough games that'll get you better when you reach your conference. So
Berggraf beat his man off the dribble, lost the handle. Now Jackson steps out a little further, can't get it to fall. And a whistle going to go against the Flames. Yeah, if you're Regent, if you can just mentally keep yourself locked in and not get caught up too much in nights like tonight. You hope that in the end you can kind of work your way through it, learn some things, get better, and then pick up some wins later on this schedule. Thomas Bentley checking in for the first time tonight as Stanley Ajay goes to the line. Gets the friendly roll.
Yeah, this Regent team is senior laden, so these guys have been through it, and this is not going to rattle them. They'll pay their dues in some of these big D1 games, but then I really think that's going to really help them when they get to conference and they're looking to make some noise with that big group of seniors.
Well, and if you're looking for those, you know, little where are we getting better? They turned it over 30 times last night at Howard. Tonight, 12 turnovers.
There you go.
So I mean, you're looking for ways to improve, and that's one they've improved, one area where they've improved in here one night to the next. Van Zandt, corner three. That's pure. Good find, and the young fella out of Texas is feeling it in his collegiate debut. He's got 11.
Yeah, he is living up to the billing. No hesitation there. Lets it fly, feeling good, but he's done it on the defensive end too. You can see why Coach McKay, the whole staff, is really excited about Joe Van Zandt.
Under a minute to go. Flames still getting after it. Van Zandt's trying to jump there and pick one off.
He and Warfield.
There has been no let up from the opening tip until this point. The Flames have been difficult on the defensive end. Now the steal by Warfield. The lob, Van Zandt sends it in! The freshman bringing Liberty Arena to its feet.
The two guys on defense turned it into instant excitement offense.
An exclamation point on this first win of the season for the Flames.
It's a feeding frenzy, Matt.
How about that finish? Joseph Van Zandt says, hey, 4,000 to sell out, come on back. You're gonna see a lot more of that in the future. As Liberty closes it out, first win of the season, they get it done to the tune of 85-24. And this was a night that it feels like it's been a long time coming after last season, getting a packed house in here, and they got their money's worth tonight.
Yeah, and don't think the team is not appreciative of this packed house, of the support from the fans. They've been dying to give the fans a show, and they certainly did that tonight, man.
Mitchie McKay said, I'm not sure how we're going to react. We have young guys that haven't played in front of fans and in that environment yet. No, they were just fine tonight.
Yes, I think they reacted correctly.
They were just fine, shooting 57% from the field as they win this one handily. 85-24, the final. So for Paul Nadzigan, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia, where once again the final score is Liberty 85, Regent 24. Remember, all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.